Okay, it's me for a change because Pip's behind the camera, so you have to make do with me. Right, we're having a thing about what can we do? What can we do that's quite light-hearted and chilled? So I said, why don't we do an autograph one? So what we've done, I've dug out some autographs that we've got over the last few years. We've been out to Collectomania with the kids, and so I thought, why don't we do an autograph video to make a change? So here we are. So first of all, one I sent off for from the fantastic car SOS guys, Tim Shaw and Fuzz Townsend from Pop Lead itself.
I can't actually. Oh.
Oh. That one I asked for and I got. This is one of Pip's ones, pre-us, that she's got.
Oh, that was in my teens. They played in Oxford. I can't remember who was playing with them, but I took a school friend who was completely Louise obsessed and didn't tell him where he was going, just told him to leave school early and get on the bus with me. And then we got to HMV and yeah, I think I was his best friend forevermore because he got to meet Louise and talk to her. And they signed that one.
Will that be the HMV that's no longer there?
Yeah, that was probably several HMVs ago.
Right, the boys' pride and joy that took 2 years to arrive.
Worth the wait though.
It was a good day, but they are mad on Doctor Who and they're mad on David Tennant. So we sent off a self-addressed envelope to David Tennant's agent, and we had to wait what seemed like forever. But we'd been out for the day, and we came home, and there was a letter hanging out the door, and I thought, I recognise that. So I said to the boys, quick, you need to have a look at this. And when they got to it, they had these.
One of each.
One of each, to Brendan, to Kenzie. So they were very, very, very happy because obviously you're never going to meet the Tennant in person, and he is the man. He is Doctor Who. Also, when we do our Collectomanias, we see lots of celebrities that do the rounds. Some of them famous, some of them not so famous. But at the time, we met Noel Clarke, who was Mickey Mouse, Doctor Who, Mickey Smith,
Mickey Mouse, wasn't
Mickey
it?
Mouse, yeah. But yeah, he was Billie Piper's boyfriend in the show, which was very cool. We didn't have to queue for him either, which is always very good. This one is one of my favourite. He is the man you love to hate, and that's Stephen Williams, who has been in X-Files, Stargate SG-1, Supernatural, and lots of other things. You just want to hate him. Every time you see him, you want to hate him. He is that good. He plays a real bad guy. We were queuing, waiting to get a sneaky old photograph, because sometimes you can't take pictures. And he looked at me trying to take a picture. He said, whoa, hang on. So he finished signing the few autographs that were there, and we had a nice picture taken with the kids. So he turned around and said, I bet you're wondering who the hell I am. To which our eldest said, I know who you are. You're in such and such and such and such. And yeah, so they guessed right. He is an absolute dude. He is fantastic. Next is one of Brendan's mostest, bestest, favouriteest autographs. When we went to go to Collectomania the day before, he was at death's door. He was ill, and we weren't sure whether he was going to be able to make it. But as soon as he walked through the door, we were greeted by this man, which is Garrett Wang, who is an absolute legend.
Brendan's profile picture on Facebook, not he uses his Facebook, is him and Garrett Wang, isn't it?
Yeah, the Wangster. And we had a nice photograph with him, which we weren't supposed to get, but we pulled a fast one, and we did a trade for a photograph for a photograph.
Yeah, because he liked Evan's t-shirt, didn't he?
He did like Evan's t-shirt, so it had Leda Vader on there, and he thought that was quite fun. It was like Leda Vader. So yeah, we walked through the door, there was him, and right next to him was Robert Beltran.
Chakotay.
So you have Chakotay as well. So we bought both together at the same time. Again, absolutely fantastic actor, and we got a nice autograph with him, and a quick sneaky photograph as well. So that's always very good. So We need to actually do something with these at some point. Another one of my favourites, this is just to Kenzie and Brendan, is the mighty Christopher Judge, who was Teal'c in Stargate SG-1, and he's been in a few other things as well, but that's what I remember him from. We had to queue up to that one, and when we were queuing I heard some music in the background, and I asked, do you know what this music's from, because I couldn't remember, and he said in his typical Teal'c, no, I do not. Well, it sends shivers down your spine just thinking of it. But yeah, another absolute dude. Right, this is one of Pip's favourites. We pretty much went just to go and see this absolute legend, who is
Craig Charles.
Craig Charles.
Not my first time I met him.
No, absolutely brilliant.
I chatted to him in a bar after something he was doing in Aylesbury and ended up nearly knocking his pint over when I went to give him a hug.
But he was absolutely fantastic, and Pip managed to get a photograph of him. Almost didn't get it, but we managed to get a photograph of him. And then later on, about 10 minutes after we left, he had a walk round, as all the celebrities do, and he walked past Kenzie and ruffled his hair, which I thought was quite nice. Another Red Dwarf one. This one was Danny John Jules. Again, fantastic actor, fantastic person, and he must get asked the same questions over and over again, but in true style, he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So we had to get him. Unfortunately, we're only missing one of the original lineup of Red Dwarf at the moment. Again, Top Totty, Amanda Tapping, Samantha Carter from Stargate SG-1. Most of these we didn't actually have to wait for too long to have an autograph with, but yeah, she was fantastic. Not the easiest person to get a sneaky photograph of, mind you. She kept pulling faces because she is quite animated. Yeah, there was another not so nice picture that had a little bit of flesh showing, but I thought no, that's for Brendan and Kenzie, so I grabbed a decent one. Right, fantastic actor again, the third and last of the Red Dwarf cast, Chris Barry. Brilliant. We went to see him again, not a queue to see him. Had a little chit chat about Red Dwarf being filmed when it was out. We spent about 5 minutes with him, so we had a quick sneaky picture as well, which was really good. So
we didn't get Mr. Flibble's autograph.
no,
though,
we
did
didn't get Mr. Flibble's autograph though.
It's a shame.
Always a very shame. Another one of Kenzie's favourite autographs from a doctor we've seen quite a lot, who didn't live too far away from us at one point, about 30 years ago.
No, he lived in the village, knows some of the villagers still.
Yeah, but he lived just
In
up the
fact,
road from us.
in fact, he only lives about 8 miles away now. A couple of villages over.
Fantastic, fantastic bloke. Yeah, we had a little chit chat with him. He was telling us all about what his daughter
You
does
haven't
for a
said who
living.
him is.
Hey,
You
who
haven't said
him
who him
is?
is.
He is the legend that is Colin Baker, not Tom Baker, Colin Baker, who was Doctor Who for a couple of years and had the gaudy suits. Who was apparently very grumpy at one point, but now he's come to terms with people still loving him, and he likes to go around and do all the locals. So if you ever want an autograph, he's always quite easy to find. He's very good. Another one of my favourites, the legend that is Tony Todd, aka the Candyman, who's also in a few other programmes, Smallville. This picture is from Captain Kern, I believe, from Star Trek Deep Space Nine and Star Trek Next Generation. He is an absolutely huge actor who makes me look like a dwarf. I had a couple of minutes with him, and I had that while the boys were having a wander around with Brendan was poorly. So most of these aren't too expensive, 15, 20, 25 pounds for an autograph, but having 10, 15 minutes with that celebrity, it's always very good. Again, fantastic, fantastic actor. Another one for the boys, Martha Jones, Freem Ragaman. She is just as nice in the flesh as she is on screen. She's got very little hands, but she
Little hands.
She's got little hands, but she absolutely glows. She had no makeup on, but she just glowed. Her skin was all lovely, and see that is my kind of assistant. She's lovely, and yeah, we had a little chit chat with her. We had a couple of extras with her Saturday, and we had a couple of pictures taken as well. With her when she was signing the autographs. So, yeah, she's lovely. This one is Sylvester McCoy, who was Doctor Who after Colin Baker. He actually stood in for Colin Baker during the regeneration sequence because Colin Baker refused to do it. He was also in Lord of the Rings, and we had this one done a while ago, again at Collectomania, and we were talking to him, and one of the kids who was with us, Evan, was talking away, and he said, do you know how the story of Evan, the name Evan, arrived and came into being? And he proceeded to tell us a joke which was completely above Evan's head, and he said, yeah, and then you always look to Evan's above, to which Evan looked blankly at him and said, do you want to see my Pokemon? Which I thought was very chucklesome. Yeah, he was another great actor. We're missing quite a few Doctors. This is a nice one that we got signed. This is Pip's favourite band and their favourite cover of a Rod Stewart Handbags and Glam Rags thing. I prefer this version to the
Original.
Rod Stewart version. This is signed, we were thinking maybe just by one of them, but it took a little while to come back, but it's signed by all of them, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. So we need
that
to...
bookended my pregnancy with Brendan, so that song was playing when I went while I was pregnant, going to and from work. That was playing when I was taken into the hospital to have him, and when he came out of Skaboo 2.5 weeks later, because he was prem, and I was putting him in the car seat, that song was playing. So that's like a really important song for my first pregnancy. And then, as it turns out, a friend of mine's best friend is married to Richard, which is how we got that. So we thought Richard would sign it, and he ended up getting the whole band to sign it,
which is absolutely fantastic. And he's a top bloke, and we bumped into him a couple of times out and about.
He lives locally, doesn't he?
Yeah, so yeah, I bumped into him local once, had a little chit chat, and you wondered who I was talking to.
Yeah, I forgot who he was.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the complete one.
I don't recognise anyone.
Bought the CD and everything, so there's a proper CD in there. Right, almost done. The boys, loving their retro television. I don't know where they get it from. I don't like all the old rubbish.
Much. Take off their father.
Again, friends have friends have friends of friends, and we found out quite by accident that a friend worked with a celebrity's wife. So we asked, could we possibly have an autograph, because the boys think he's absolutely fantastic. And we got, for each of the boys, a genuine A-lister autograph from the legend that is Ernest Borgnine. Now, he did The Dirty Dozen, Poseidon Adventure, I believe, and best known for my era for being Dominic Santini in Airwolf. So about 6 months before he passed away, we had some autographs done. He wanted to know how young the two were he was doing the autographs for, so we the lady who got the autographs for us told him how old they were, and he was absolutely stoked that kids of that age knew who he was. Now it's at 92 years old, and I can't remember how old were the boys, 10 and 14, something like that. But he was stoked that
no, that was longer ago, and that was about 4 years ago, and Kenzie's 12, so...
Right, so
8
and 12 then. So yeah, he was stoked that kids of their age knew exactly who he was, because obviously they've seen him in Airwolf and SpongeBob SquarePants and The Simpsons. So yeah, they were very happy to get those. And my treat for my own personal, I bought this off I think it's play.com before they went pop, and this is the Regenerations box set, so it's got all the Doctor Who Regenerations over the years, from William Hartnell's Regeneration right up until David Tennant into Matt Smith. This is 45 quid, but it's got all the DVDs in. So what I decided to do is, every time we went to a Collectomania and there was a Doctor there, I had some Doctors sign it. So obviously some of them are no longer around. It's a nice coffee table book with some nice pictures of said doctors with their complete stories, not just the last episode. So there's lots and lots of watching there. Tom Baker's one I'd love to get hold of. I think I might have to go with Adam one day to go and get something like that done. And Peter Davison I would like to have done at some point. But my first one, because I don't get a lot of signatures for me, it's just basically for the kids, is Colin Baker. Again, done at Collectomania. So we decided that the rule of thumb, if they're in the book, I'll get them to sign it. So he signed mine there. Sylvester McCoy has signed as well. I haven't got many of these in there, but we have Eric Roberts has signed it, who was Julie Roberts' brother, who has been in a few things like CSI, but he was the master in the Doctor Who movie along with Paul McGann, who only played the Doctor a couple of times, once big screen. But yeah, he was an absolute legend. It's the one that nobody really talks about. Who is that? I can't remember what his name is now. Who's that one?
That's Eccleston. Christopher
Eccleston, that's it, yeah. He's not really done much since that, but hey ho. The Tenant, and I would, yes, we'd love the Tenant to sign it, so it would be very nice.
I'll
if the
take that to him for you.
Tenant, yeah, he's an absolute, he's brilliant. He absolutely brilliant. And I would love to get Matt Smith to sign it as well, but I've heard a few horror stories, and he charges an absolute fortune. I think it was the last Collectomania at the NEC or the London Film and Comic Con, £85 for a signature. And I think you know exactly what you can do with your £85, Mr. Smith. Apparently a few people have sent off to his agent for autographs and got nothing back. Yeah, they've kind of gone without really, which is a bit naughty. I mean, your fans have put you where you are, so why not give back once in a while? So I thought I'd just bore you with all the signatures that we've got over the last few years. And
do you know what I've just realised while we're waffling?
what's that?
Sausages are still in the oven.
They are still in the oven. Sausages.
We'll have burnt sausages.
Yum, yum, yum. I love sausages.
Right, let's wrap it up then.
That's it. Right, thank you very much for listening. Enjoy the film.